What's happening? It's your boy RBC Bugzy. You now listening to my boy djrsd on 88.1 KZSC. You feel me?
All right, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Riz, a.k.a. RSD, representing the great 88 KZSC Santa Cruz. And right now we're here in Pinole, California with the main man himself from the rubber band clan, RBC Bugzy.
Bugzy bout his cake, Bugzy getting dope. Bugzy think them bitches count the money fucking slow. Bugzy checking traps, Bugzy got they mind. And Bugzy bout his paper, she makes sure Bugzy shine. Look, Bugzy bout his cake.
How you doing today, man?
I don't know what you was having. Good early morning interview. Y'all know I don't like to wake up early. You feel me? But I did it for my man.
Yeah, it's like 10:07 right now. Anyways, you just recently released Day Watching 3 earlier this month. How was working on that project?
It was good. It was a couple tracks I had for a minute. Project actually turned out being dope because I kind of like had a couple joints that was already hard to me, and I just kind of filled in the rest of the tape around it. And a lot of the production on there is done by my blood brother, Barney Swiss, and a lot of production is done by Louis Franco, one of my close producers, June Genius. He do a lot of YFN Lucci shit. He signed it in, but that's my boy. He been coming out here to Cali. He from Houston. He been coming out here since I was like 15. You feel me? So
I also noticed that you have about 5 or 6 other mixtapes. Can you talk about the differences of each mixtape or album for those who haven't listened to it yet?
I feel like I grew on each of them projects. Back to the Blacktop was probably my first mixtape for real. That was like my first official mixtape. My family didn't really know I was even rapping yet. I was just recording in the garage because we had a studio set up at the house, feel me? Then one day I just went in the house and told my brothers, man, come outside, listen to this shit. I had a whole tape for their ass ready and they was just fucking with it. And then Family Matters, that's probably my favorite project. That's probably the one that really heated me up in the streets, especially in Richmond, you feel me? Damn, I did hella mixtapes, I be forgetting. But yeah, man, all that shit was growing processes for me to the music I'm making today. Views from the Rich, though, was like the first one I kind of treated like an album, you feel me? And that was actually recorded all right here with the man y'all met walking in, David, DTB Beats. That was like my first time actually coming to the studio. Like all them songs we did was organically done right here. Like he was right there, I was writing. Like I wrote every track here, you feel me? So that one meant probably the most to me, you feel me? And it was big, especially for the city, you know, like where I'm from. I had niggas that don't like my neighborhood commenting and reposting that motherfucker like they was fucking with the tape that hard or the album, you feel me? And that's probably my favorite project up to date so far. And the No Limit was hard to me too.
Okay, so I know your artist name is Bugzy. How did you come around with the name Bugzy? Any other names that you were thinking about?
My older brother, Barney Swiss, like I told you earlier, he the one who got me started rapping. But he been rapping since I was like 12, 13. And he knew how to fuck with like voices on the Pro Tools. So he used to change his voice sometimes and rap like a kid and act like it wasn't him. And that nigga name was Bugzy. And he used to always try to tell me to just be Bugzy. Like, be Bugzy for me. We were like, man, I don't want to rap. That's when I was still young and shit, you feel me? But so when I just started rapping shit, I just took the Bugzy and ran with that. And of course, just threw the RBC on the front because that's my shit, you feel me?
Mm-hmm. Can you talk more in depth about RBC, the rubber band clan?
Well, shit, ever since I was little, like, I got 5 older brothers, like 5 older blood brothers. And growing up, like, I never really hung out with niggas my age, you feel me? And like the older I got, the more I just start, you know what I mean, venturing off and hanging out with other niggas, of course, my age. I was always so connected to my brothers. Like Rubber Band Clan was like the first shit I started on my own. Me and my brothers had a little entertainment company, but them niggas was moving too lazy for me, you feel me? So that's when I gotta start my own shit, you feel me? 'Cause these niggas not trying to go as hard as I'm trying to go, you feel me? And then, of course, my brother Stu came with me, my big brother, but he gonna come do whatever I do. Like, I love that nigga to death. So that's how Rubber Band Clan got started, you feel me? It was just something for me. It was time for me to do some different shit, you feel me? Become a leader on my own, and that shit really worked out.
Growing up as a kid, what genre did you listen to and who did you look up to at the time?
We listened to all type of music because my daddy used to do music. My daddy was like big on R&B. Like I used to listen to a lot of Luther Vandross, the Supremes. He used to play the Supremes, like the Miracles, like all that old school Motown shit and all that shit. We used to listen to all that. And of course, we grew up, even though we from the Bay, like at my household, we was big on like the East Coast shit. You feel me? Like, so I was a huge Jay-Z fan growing up, still a huge Jay-Z fan to this day, you feel me? But like, yeah, we listen to all the East Coast shit, like Dipset, Cameron, them niggas was my niggas. the whole Rockefeller shit, I thought 50 was gonna be better than Hov when 50 first came out. I caught that one wrong, but you feel me? That's just how it was. I was a big Joel Santana fan. Dipset for sure was a big inspiration for sure, but I was always a Jay-Z fan for sure.
What made you start making music growing up? I think you mentioned it a little earlier, but can you go more in depth with that?
Honestly, I got to a kind of point where I was getting kind of bored. I played sports my whole life. I went to junior college. I was playing football in junior college, but I graduated in like a year and a half. You feel me? So like that last little semester I had like just 6 months of just like hella fucking free time. I had played with the rapping shit one day, and just like my brothers and shit was looking at me like, man, that nigga, like, that shit fake raw. You feel me? So then after that, I just kept working at it in repetition. Like the more shit I kept playing for people, the more they was just fucking with it. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is something I should be doing. Like I said, when I dropped them first 2 tapes and I dropped that Family Matters, I was like, all right, this is what the fuck I need to be doing. You feel me?
All right, you also mentioned in an interview with Thizzler that you go to the school in Richmond and you visit a teacher and their classroom and talk to the kids. Can you talk about that experience?
Oh yeah, it was dope. It was really funny because like a lot of my little cousins go to school over there. The day I went to talk to the kids, one of my little cousins was actually getting kicked out of the class next door. It was fake funny. It wasn't funny, but it was fucking funny. But yeah, I just go talk to the kids. Like we tried to do it like once a year. Last year I was just I couldn't find the time last year to go. I was always in and out of town. But it's just dope, bro, to see the kids. Cause I was lucky enough to go on tour with like Sue and them on their first tour. And I was just talking to them about that. I was the same way, you feel me? I didn't see a lot. I didn't go a lot of places when I was a kid. So it's just like when kids even hear about other places, it's kind of like it seemed unbelievable to them, you feel me? But it's not, and that's the point I was making. It's like when I go out and then I come home when I'm trying to tell my niggas or tell people about the shit, they don't understand because they ain't never seen the shit, you feel me? And it's kind of, sometimes it seems like it's too big for them, but it's not, you feel me? And that's why I like that shit. I like to go see different shit and come back and tell everybody here, so you feel me, everybody can try to go experience that.
This leads into the next question, and that you mentioned also on Thizzler interview. Quote, household name is about giving back to the music, and you mentioned that you respect everyone in the Bay Area, from Filthy Rich, HBK Gang, and you mentioned in a couple songs P-Lo, and you just mentioned I Am Sue, and that you can call anybody in the Bay because you're close with them and everyone rocks with each other. Why do you think that everyone messes with each other in the Bay Area?
Well, I don't know about all of them, if everybody mess with each other. I'm just speaking from my personal, like, Filthy a phone call away, Sue a phone call away, P-Lo a phone, like, yeah, I mean, anybody in the Bay who never got a name is a fake phone call away for me, you feel me? That's just because they fuck with me on a genuine level. Like, I fuck with Sue music, but I love Sue more as an individual, you feel me? Like, that's genuine love with me and him. Like, with me, it don't be no rap shit, you feel me? Like, I could literally call Filthy and we could just have a brother talk, like not even no rap shit, you feel me? And that's what I meant by it's just like, that shit genuine with me, especially with all of them. Like, I just went to, you said you went to P-Lo show in Santa Cruz.
I just interviewed him on Saturday with Rex Life, Raj.
Yeah, I went to the one in Sac he just did, and me and him was just talking. Like I said, I went on their first tour when it was all of them together. And then to watch him sell out Ace of Spades and Sac, like we was really just talking like, damn, look where niggas came from and look where niggas at now. Like, you headlining your own shit, you feel me? And it just show you this shit is possible. You just gotta keep grinding, and that's what I love about it more than anything, more than getting a beat or more than getting a verse. Like, I get to holler and soak game from these niggas, you feel me? These niggas that's doing it, niggas that did it. So why would I not want to listen to them, you feel me, and hear their opinion on shit?
And I just interviewed Rex Life Raj the other day. You made a song with him, and can you talk about the song Put On?
To be honest, like, Raj like my bro, you feel me? Like, it's been 3-4 years ago now. My cousin Innate, he do music too, he rap, but he real close with the Raj Collective, and he had just hit me like, bro, Raj want to do a song with you. I didn't really know who Raj was at that point, you feel me? But we had went to the studio, we knocked out a joint. I'm like, Raj was just playing me shit, and I'm like, man, this nigga next, you feel me? Like, just by the music he was playing, I seen his range, and his work ethic was fucking crazy. But the Put On joint came, like you said, like my older mixtapes, like Stand Tall, and like a lot of my classic joints that a lot of the streets fuck with, is produced by a dude named Kyle Betty. You feel me? Betty Beats, and he do a lot of work with Raj now. Me and Raj was at his studio. We was basically saying that, like, we was overdue for music, bro. And then, like, that day we just knocked out like 3 joints, all produced by Betty. Like, me and Raj got hella music. That was just something we put out because we felt like it was the right time, and obviously it was good because a lot of people fucked with that record. But Ross has been so busy, and I've been so busy, we've been trying to get the video done. But the record came out like, that shit was like easy for us. We did that song in like 40 minutes, if even that long, you feel me?
That's what he was talking about too. B just shouted you out in the song "I've Arrived," saying "Holla at my homie Bugzy and the Rich." Can you describe your relationship with him?
Oh, that's my nigga. I'm trying to think how me and B just really met. Me and B just kind of did the same thing. He wanted to get me on the record. I went and did it. And it was cool because I actually got a chance to, like, go to his house, you feel me, and shit. And we was just talking like that. But the nigga do, like, a podcast now. Like, when I went to his house, he was first starting this podcast. Crazy you asked me this because me and him was just together at a listening party, like, last week. He was talking about, like, damn, bro, like, my podcast fake popping off harder than my music is, you feel me? But it's like everything opened the door for everything, you feel me? I feel like I gave him one of my best verses I did in the last 2 years. It was, like, a personal level song. And I had just lost my cousin had just died. And it was, like, the first one fucking crazy. But yeah, me and B just is real cool. I went to one of his Free Spirit shows.
That's right.
And like, I had never heard of him. When I went in there, it was like 200 people in that motherfucker. And they was rocking, singing his shit word for word. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? And then my little bro, Legendary and D-Nas, fake linked us up after that. So it was all love. It was cool.
A couple songs, The Real and It's Yours, are probably my favorite songs by you right now. Or probably overall too, because both of them, the beats were cold and the lyrics were sweet. Is that the first song you made, The Real, or do you remember the first song you made? It's like it was like shot like 4 years ago, the music video.
Oh yeah, shit. The Real, I wrote The Real. This when I was still buying beats off the internet. I like leased the beat off the internet. I was going to college in LA, and I was like in my dorm room on some fake mad shit at some of my niggas, you feel me, who did some cat shit, and I was just in my dorm room writing, and it just, The Real came out like that, you feel me? And what other song you say?
It's Yours. I also saw Remedy in that music video, and can you describe his the friendship with Remedy?
Remedy, my boy. Me and Remedy is real close. Me and Remedy the same way. If you notice, like, me and Remedy ain't got no music, but me and Remedy done had countless personal conversations, you feel me? Just in general, like, you know, June on the Beat.
Yeah.
You feel me? And June on the Beat was like living together like 2 years ago, you feel me? Like before his shit really was all the way popped off. And it's like, I tell June all the time too, like, when I call you, I'm not calling for a beat, I'm not calling for a verse. Like, I fuck with your daughter, you feel me? I fuck with you. Like, I'm calling to see how you doing, check on you. Like, me and Remedy got the same relationship. And he was in the It's Yours video, just like off the strength of that. We really just fucking with each other. Like, me and Remedy done hit dice games together and all type of crazy shit, you feel me? But It's Yours for sure, really probably one of my personal favorite songs I ever did, for sure. It's one of the realest songs I wrote. That song really came out with my niggas. A bitch baby daddy had really called me, you feel me? And I'm like, damn, niggas do this? It was crazy. It was like me, who was it? Me, Lil Tommy, instantly had a song the next day. That shit went crazy though. That's one of my favorite joints.
Red House studio performance was, I saw that on YouTube. Was that your first ever performance?
Red House was like our first performance where we did all the shit ourselves. Like, we was the promoters, we booked out the venue, all the shit. You feel me? We got all the money back from the dough. Like, that was our first show like that. You feel me? It wasn't my first performance, but it was dope to hear people come out. People with the song you were just talking about, It's Yours and The Real, they was singing that shit like word for word, you feel me? And that's when I was like, damn, this shit hard. My first real performance, I opened up for Stylie at New Parish. That was like my first real performance, and that shit went crazy like the same way, so it was big, it was dope.
I saw some comments on YouTube saying R.I.P. Sturdy and R.I.P. Spice. How close were you to them, and have they motivated you to become who you are today?
I grew up with them. We all kind of like grew up in the same parts of Richmond, of course. Yeah, them niggas is like family to me. Sturdy to me like the rawest nigga I ever heard, like rapping, especially growing up. He was kind of like, to me, like a Mozzie before Mozzie, you feel me? Of course, he got took too soon over some bullshit, but it's like, you feel me? Like I said, it's my family. Spice, the same way. Spice had just got out of jail. Spice had been out of jail for like 2 years. He was grinding. He was running his money up. He was doing all the shit we wanted him to be doing, and just the same thing. Got caught up in some bullshit, but they inspired me to just they inspired me and keep me motivated to keep growing and keep going forward. You feel me? To get out of this shit, like to get away from Richmond. You feel me? I want them to go to like these Miamis and Atlantas and the places I be going, experiencing that shit. Like, I be wanting them to be there. I be wishing they could have saw that shit. You feel me? Like, it was just so limited, I feel like, to Richmond and to they ain't really get to experience life to get taken at such a young age, you feel me?
I also see Vallejo athlete and Super Bowl 50 champion CJ Anderson messes with your music. Can you explain your friendship with CJ?
That's like my brother. We played Mighty Mice together when I was 7, 8 years old, and it's been locked in ever since then. We played for the Vallejo Raiders together at like 7, 8 years old. The rest is fucking history. Like, that's my brother. We did everything together. Stayed at my house, stayed at his house. I call his mama. He called my mama like that, you feel me? Yeah, it's beautiful. Me and that nigga, I love that nigga to death. It's crazy. He support me more than regular people that really been fucking with me, you feel me? And like you said, he's a Super Bowl 50 champion. It just show you real love and real dream. Like, that's a nigga I know no matter what. He in my corner. Can call him for anything. That's my brother right there. Right on.
All right, have you seen that movie Kicks?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's a good depiction of Richmond?
It do a cool job. I think the nigga who wrote it from Richmond, I went to school in Richmond. That changed when I saw it at first, I liked the movie, but I didn't like the way they betrayed the Richmond niggas. Like, you see the scene where the Richmond niggas go to Oakland and they kind of like seem square or something, or like they're not used to that shit. Like, I ain't like that shit. They made us look like some busters right there. But other than that, it was cool. I heard it was a true story. Like, I heard the nigga who wrote it, that really happened to him. So after I heard that kind of changed my whole opinion on it. You know, I ain't never had no shit like that happen to me. Nobody take my shoes off my feet. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, Richmond could get like that. I mean, even in my lifetime, I seen a lot of shit happen. I seen niggas get robbed. I ain't never seen niggas make it come out of his shoes. You feel me? But yeah, it's cool. The movie cool.
If you were to work with any Bay Area artist, which Bay Area artist do you wish to work with?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I need Guapole to come sing on something ASAP. Like, I need that promoted. I think Raj got the feature. Raj really fuck with her. Like, Raj is a real fan of her, but I need her to come sing on something for me too. I don't really want to do shit with too many rappers. Like, I don't really ask rappers for verses, you feel me? But like, I understand that niggas be busy too, you feel me? And that's what, like, it's a rapper, I ain't gonna say his name, but he pretty big right now from the Bay. And like, me and him been trying to knock something out for like months, but like, he doing tours and, you know what I mean? So I respect that. And that's like, when he see me, he say that. 'Cause, you know, a lot of people get in their feelings when they don't get a verse or something. But like, shit, I know I'm busy myself, so I know I be having hard times trying to knock verses out for people, so. That's why I really don't ask. I don't really need a rapper. I need some dope ass R&B shit or something.
You have a ton of mixtapes, and you mentioned that every mixtape made you grow as a person. What improvements can you make going forward from here on out?
I just want the sound to keep getting bigger, the sound to keep getting better. Like, if you go back and listen to them beats and like the new shit I've been recording lately, like with DTB and with June Genius, cause I done been, like I said, I got a condo in Atlanta, so I'm in Atlanta a lot. I'm in a lot of places. I'm in a lot of different places a lot, and I don't hear bass shit. Like, when I go to the club, they don't play bass shit. You feel me? I just want to be one of the artists to break that. I want people to be able to go anywhere and hear my shit. You feel me? So I'm just on making this shit big as possible, so we can really, like, the light is on the Bay right now, but the light could be bigger. You feel me? So I want to be one of the ones to take that step for us.
And on top of everything you mentioned, what advice can you give to other artists that want to make it out their respective city and want to produce or make music?
You gotta outwork the competition. You gotta outwork. Like, talent is a blessing to have, but you gotta have the work ethic. You feel me? Like, if you look at Filthy Rich got like fucking 700 videos or some crazy shit like that. You feel me? It's like, if you like it or not, it's in your face so much, you gonna have to tune in. I got a lot of mixtapes, but I had to do my, like, Sue did like 12 mixtapes before he really got on. Like, you feel me? Filthy like 20 albums in or some crazy shit like that. Like, but they showing you it take a work ethic, it take time. Like, you feel me? This shit don't happen overnight, no matter who you is. So you just gotta keep working, man. And it's crazy you ask me that, because somebody asked Filthy this in an interview too. People be like getting out of their respective cities, you feel me? And like Filthy said, when I'm supposed to do this book a flight and go tell people I rap, it ain't that easy, but it is that easy, you feel me? Sometimes you just gotta get out and explore, meet new people, let them take the chances on your shit, you feel me? So you gotta believe in yourself, because trust me, I done went broke behind this before. Like, you feel me? Like, you gotta really believe, and you gotta stay consistent, you gotta stay with it, you feel me?
And lastly, where can people find you on social medias and the outlets?
All my social media is the same: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at RBC Bugzy, RBCBugzy, you feel me? And we having the third annual RBC dinner this year. That's going to be August 6th in Oakland, California. So follow me on my social media. I'm going to have the ticket link up for that. ASAP. It's a dress up suit and tie event. You feel me? Y'all invited this year. You feel me? It's gonna be some love in there, but we're gonna be eating like mobsters. Get you some pasta and shit. You feel me?
All right, cool. Make sure to cop them tickets. Check out RBC Bugzy everywhere on social media, and make sure to cop that new album They Watching 3 just released earlier.
Subscribe to my website at RBCBugzy.com. You'll get everything early. You feel me?
Also, hopefully you'll have these hoodies up. His brand Richmond, and get it out there. Make sure the cops. They Watching 3 just released earlier this month. Like I said, RBC Bugzy, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Y'all got me up early. I can go back to sleep.
All right, we out.
Yeah, I said it the real.